Everyone talks about Vanguard, but while the masses are crowding into Vanguard ETFs like VOO because it's safe, but safe often means you're leaving money on the table. A quiet group of elite investors is using a different weapon to build wealth faster: Fidelity. Their ETFs aren't just alternatives, they are outperformers. Today, I'm breaking down the 3 Fidelity funds that are beating the S&P 500 at its own game. We are talking about a growth monster that turned $10,000 into over $73,000 in 10 years, a dividend powerhouse with a 3% yield, and a recession shield that protects your wealth when the market bleeds. Whether you are 35 and accumulating or 65 and withdrawing, you need to see this math. No fluff, just the blueprint for a Fidelity-powered retirement. Let's look at the numbers. A quick one. Why Fidelity over Vanguard? It's simple. Fidelity is hungrier. In many cases, their expense ratios are actually lower than Vanguard's. They use more advanced data to pick their stocks, and they've pioneered the zero-fee movement. I'm planning a full deep dive video comparing these two titans head-to-head very soon. But today, we don't have time for a history lesson. You want the tickers and the math. Let's get back to the top 3 Fidelity ETFs that are changing the game.
ETF number 1 is a Fidelity MSCI Information Technology ETF, ticker FTEC. FTEC is a pure-play tech fund. It holds nearly 300 stocks, but it is supercharged by the giants of AI and software, like NVIDIA, Apple, and Microsoft. And look at the cost, 0.084%. It is actually cheaper than the Vanguard equivalent, VGG. For my 35 to 50-year-olds, this is the engine that gets you to the finish line early. On a $100,000 portfolio, you are paying less than $85 a year for world-class growth. If you have 10 to 20 years before you stop working, this is your primary weapon. Let's look at the math. If you invested $10,000 in the S&P 500 10 years ago, you'd have roughly $32,000 today. Solid. But if you put that same $10,000 into FTEC, you'd have over $73,000. That is a 636% total return, an annualized gain of 23.2%. But growth isn't enough when you're 60. You need cash flow. Enter the Fidelity High Dividend ETF, ticker FDVV. Most high-yield funds are traps. They buy dying companies. FDVV is different. It uses a quality filter, looking at payout ratios and free cash flow. It currently pays a 3.02% yield. But here is the kicker. It has a 10-year total return of over 200%. That means your initial investment doubled while you were busy collecting the checks. For my American viewers, these are qualified dividends. In a taxable account, this income is taxed at a much lower rate than your salary. It is the ultimate passive income machine for retirement. With an expense ratio of 0.15%, you're getting a portfolio heavily weighted in sectors like energy and financials, the exact sectors that thrive when tech stays flat. It's the perfect income bridge for a retiree who needs to pay the bills without selling their shares.
Okay, pause the money talk for 1 second. I'm giving you the blueprint to financial freedom here. The only thing I ask? Smash that like button. It tells the YouTube algorithm that you guys like making money. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you doing? Join the tribe. We are building wealth together. Okay, let's get back to it.
Finally, the stabilizer, the Fidelity MSCI Healthcare Index ETF, ticker FHLC. In 2022, when the S&P 500 fell 20%, healthcare stood firm. FHLC has delivered nearly a 10% average annual return over the last decade with significantly less stress. People don't stop buying medicine during a recession. By owning FHLC, you are betting on the most recession-proof sector in the US economy. You are owning giants like United Health, Eli Lilly, and Johnson & Johnson. Think about it. Aging Americans don't skip surgery because the stock market is down. At a cost of just 0.08%, this is your insurance policy. If you have a $500,000 portfolio, you need a piece of this to sleep at night when the news headlines turn red. It's not a rocket ship, but it is a tank. But here's the truth that most financial gurus won't tell you. Even the best ETF in the world can underperform if you have it in the wrong brokerage account. Choosing between Fidelity, Vanguard, or Schwab isn't just about the color of the logo. It's about the wealth ecosystem you are building. For my viewers in their 30s and 40s, you need a broker that lets you buy fractional shares. Why? Because if you only have $50 left over at the end of the month, you shouldn't have to wait until you have enough for a full share of FTEC to start growing your wealth. Fidelity excels here, allowing every single dollar to start compounding the second it hits your account. For my viewers aged 55 to 65, the brokerage choice is even more critical for tax efficiency and rebalancing. As you transition from growth to income, you need tools that help you move money without triggering a massive tax bill from the IRS. This is where Vanguard's unique client-owned structure or Schwab's elite research tools and specialized ETF screeners come into play. Think of your brokerage as the soil and your ETFs as the seeds. You can have the best seeds in the world, but if the soil is poor, if the fees are hidden, the research is weak, or the interface is too confusing, your wealth won't grow to its full potential. Now, before the final verdict, I have to answer a question I get every day. Where is the Fidelity S&P 500 ETF? Surprisingly, it doesn't exist. Fidelity doesn't have a branded S&P 500 ETF like VOO. Instead, they partner with iShares to offer IVV. It has the same 0.03% fee as Vanguard. But if you want the Fidelity secret, you look at their FXAIX mutual fund. It is actually 50% cheaper than VOO, with a fee of just 0.015%. Or if you want to pay absolutely zero, you check out FZROX, their zero-fee total market fund. I'll be doing a dedicated video on why these zero funds are either a miracle or a trap if you stick around. Now, what's the Fidelity Real Wealth hack? The strategy is simple. Use FTEC for growth, FDVV for income, and FHLC for stability. Remember, this works according to your age. If you are under the age of 35 plus, you might want to go heavy on the tech ETF, FTEC, to accelerate your growth faster, and less FDVV, as you do not need much dividend income at this stage. To my 50-plus audience, balance the tech FTEC and the stability of FHLC. While to my 60-plus investors, go heavy on dividend income. You can't afford another 30% drop in tech, so FDVV should be 50% of your portfolio, FHLC should be 40%, and 10% should be tech ETF, FTEC, to combat inflation. Fidelity and Vanguard are the titans, but there is a third player that might be the best of them all, Charles Schwab. I researched the market to give you a soft landing. I am currently finishing the math on the top 3 Charles Schwab ETFs for 2025. If you want to see if Schwab actually beats Fidelity and Vanguard in a head-to-head backtest, you need to subscribe and turn on that notification bell right now. You do not want to miss the next one.